Hello YouTube world, bringing you guys another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about UMG California. So first I want to go over the format a little bit for the bracket play and pool play and stuff like that. So what is going to happen is that the pools were determined. The top 16 teams according to Pro Points were placed into 4 pools accordingly. There is an open bracket, so what will happen is you'll have a bunch of teams fighting through open bracket. The first through 4 seeds will be placed into pool play and have a chance to come out on top of their pool, and then you'll have the 5th through 8th seeds of open bracket be placed into the losers round 1 of the championship lower bracket, so they'll be in losers bracket at that point. And then the way pool play works is that it's a round robin pool play, so it's not like Gfinity. Every team in the pool is going to play each other, and then you'll have the top 2 players or the top 2 teams coming out of the bracket going into the championship winners bracket, and then the bottom 3 teams in each pool set accordingly into the lower bracket based on how they played in their pool. So like the 3rd seed will go to losers round 5, the 4th seed will go to losers round 4, I think, or no. So the 3rd seed will go to losers round 4, the 4th seed will go to losers round 3, and then the last seed will go to losers round 2. So that's how the pool play works. Now let's dive into each pool individually. So pool A is going to be Optic Gaming, Rise Nation, Automatic Reload, and Vex Gaming. Now I think this pool presents probably one of the hardest challenges for teams like Vex and AR. I think that Optic is pretty much guaranteed the 1st seed. I mean, they've been playing online and on LAN pretty much unbelievable the whole year. They've won 5 championships out of 7 tournaments they've attended with both Nadeshot and Enable, and now they're playing with Karma. I will grant them one thing, is that they haven't been playing with him recently. They've been playing with Enable, like I said, the last 2 weeks for both ESWC and Gfinity. They're only going to have a couple days of practice before Cali, and then they'll fly out. I think they have league matches tonight, Wednesday, and then they fly out tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play with Karma at their first event together. So then we have Rise. As you guys know, the roster is going to be Chino, Theory, Wheats, and Neslo. Now I think this team can definitely cause a lot of upsets at UMG California. They've been playing very well online recently. They've been dominating the Pro League. They've won multiple 2Ks and 5Ks, and I think that they're a really underrated team. You have the slaying power really coming from Neslo and Theory up close. Wheat's definitely contributing to that as well, and then they really all focus on the objective, which is not what a lot of teams do in this game. I think AR, their roster of Anticity, Spacely, Burnsoff, and Mochila is really going to really become a challenge for them to beat teams like Optic and Rise in their pool. I think they can definitely beat them, but they really all have to be performing well. I think that Rise and Optic are really 2 standout teams in this group, but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see AR cause an upset if they are all playing well. I think Anticity is really the key for them. When he drops big numbers, they seem to do well. Personally, I don't even know who's on Vex's roster, so I don't really think they'll stand a chance. But yeah, that's Pool A. Like I said, I think Optic Gaming and Rise will be coming out into the championship bracket, and then you'll have AR, Vex, and then that open bracket team will go into the losers bracket. So Pool B consists of FaZe Clan, Prophecy, VVV, and Below Zero. Now, it was announced today that VVV would be picking up SB's former roster for UMG Cali. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to be doing it for future events, but for California, Fizzerp, John, Twist, and Sin will be playing under VVV. So I think FaZe is really the clear-cut favorites in this group. I mean, they've been dominating online. It's going to be interesting to see how they play against Prophecy. I think Prophecy can definitely take that 1st seed, but the slaying power of FaZe is probably the 2nd or 3rd best behind Optic Gaming. I don't know if Prof is going to be able to keep up with them in the respawns, but I think FaZe definitely has a clear advantage. As you guys know, Enable actually beat Aches at Gfinity, and if you guys know, he's playing with FaZe this event now because that's his actual team. So, like I said, I think FaZe is going to come out that 1st group, but it's going to be interesting to see what Prophecy can do to kind of upset that a little bit. Now, I think Prophecy is pretty much guaranteed the 2nd seed as well. I know VVV picked up SB for this event, but SB is really a top 12 team in my opinion. I don't think that they're that caliber of team to beat teams like FaZe, Prophecy, or even like Optic, Envy, Denial. I think they're a really good team, but they just don't have the slaying power to compete with those type of teams. Now, I will grant you this. I could definitely see Prophecy taking out FaZe in this group and becoming that 1st seed because of their search and destroy play. I think FaZe is kind of lacking in search and destroy because they haven't played with Enable in 2 weeks now. Prophecy just got back from a huge event, placing 2nd at Gfinity. So I definitely could see Prophecy taking that first seed, but I am gonna stick with FaZe because I think they're just so good in Respawn. I think this is the first time we're gonna see Zuma versus Aches on LAN this year, and I'm really excited to see that rivalry because Zuma and Aches have always had history against each other, and I think that in Respawn, like I said, I think FaZe just outclasses Prophecy. So let's move on to Pool C. So Pool C consists of Team Caliber, Elevate, Justice, and 3Up. Now if you guys don't know, Team Caliber is coming off of a pretty disappointing finish at Gfinity. They didn't even make it out of pool play. But I fully expect them to do well at UMG Cali. I think they just had an off event, and these last couple days before the event, I think they're really going to go over their search and destroy strategies. S&D is really their weakness, and I think they went 1-4 in it at Gfinity. And I think if they can get their S&D down, they're going to be a really, really scary team because of the slaying power that they possess. Parasite and Gunjar have always been considered top slayers, and Nameless really for me is the X factor on this team. When he drops numbers, this team is going to do really well. Elevate playing with a pickup this event. They're playing with replays instead of Slack, so I think it's going to be replays, temp, classic, and replays, temp, classic, and I'm not sure who their fourth is off the top of my head, but I think they can definitely do some damage this tournament. But the squad that I'm definitely looking forward to in this pool is Justice, Octane, TCM, Study, and Merc. I think this team could definitely cause some upsets. They've been doing average, I want to say, in the Pro League. They've really gone even since they've been forming a team together. But I think once this team gets on LAN, I don't know what it is. I just have this feeling that they're going to do well. Study's always a player that turns up on LAN, and then you have these young guns in TCM and Octane who are looking to prove themselves. TCM actually finished top 6 at UMG Orlando with Synergy, and he's looking to repeat that at the next UMG event. So I definitely see Justice, in my opinion. I think they're going to cause an upset in this group. So I'm going to say TK and Justice are going to come out of this group together. I don't think Elevate's going to be well prepared because they really haven't practiced with replays. I know replays and Classic are like the duo, but Elevate really is known as that online squad, and I think transitioning over to LAN is going to be hard for them. So I am going to predict TK and Justice to come out of this. Now 3Up could definitely cause some upsets as well. I think the roster is Strife, Khalifa, Diabolic, and Sender. They really could cause an upset. I think this pool is kind of fluctuating a little bit. It's not like the strongest pool, but there's a lot of teams that could qualify for it. Like I said, 3Up could qualify, Elevate, TK, and Justice. I could really see all qualifying. But I do think that TK and Justice will be able to clutch up when they need to. So let's head over to Pool D. So Pool D for me is definitely a pool. I'm going to nickname it the pool to prove because there's a lot of teams in here that have a lot of stuff to prove. So Envy is playing with Saints. This is their first time playing with Renato on LAN. They played with Merc at both Niagara and Gfinity. If you guys don't know, it's Looney, TP, Saints, and Proofy. Optic Nation, they had a really good Gfinity, finishing top 4, but really have been slacking in the Pro League. I think they have a lot to prove as well. And then you have Orbit with Facento, Lawless, Accuracy, and Happy. Really players that have been dropped. I think all 4 of those players were dropped from their teams. Accuracy being dropped from Aware, Facento being dropped from TR, Happy being dropped from AR, and then Lawless being dropped from Justice. I think those players have a lot to prove in my opinion as well because they have been dropped from their teams and they really want to show that they should have been dropped. And ISO, in my opinion, probably the team with the most to prove this event. This is Dito's team. They've been really getting a lot of flag online. In my opinion, I think they're probably better online than they are on LAN. But he's teaming with a lot of young players, Llama God, Havoc. I'm not even sure who their 4th is, to be honest. But they have a lot to prove this event as well. So personally, I think this pool is going to go to Envy and Optic Nation. I think Envy right now at this event is probably the 2nd or 3rd best team. They've been playing with Saints online. They've been really good with Saints as well. They've been dominating the Pro League. I think they went on like a 13-game winning streak or something crazy like that. And then I'm going to give Optic Nation the 2nd seed. I think that they can definitely clutch up. If they can get to that game 5, I think they're going to win because they are probably the most clutch team in the game. When you have Ricky and Embos on a team together, it's really hard to bet against them in a game 5 because those two are really, really good in clutch situations. So yeah, that's Pool D and all the pools for you guys. Let's move on to my top 8 now. So this is going to be my top 8 for UMG California. So 1, I'm going to go with Optic Gaming. I just think they've shown why they should win this event pretty handily. 2, I'm going to say Envy. 3, I'm going with FaZe. 4, I'm going to go with Prophecy. 5, I'm going to go with Team Caliber. 6, Optic Nation. 7th Rise, and 8th Justice. So that's my top 8 for UMG California. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're trying to get to our subscriber goal, and check out our most recent video. Rudy Bega is actually doing a G Fuel giveaway, so make sure you guys go check that out. It'll be in the description below. Have a great night, and goodbye.